Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the news. It is the 23rd of April, 2017, I think. So I'm recording this on the Friday before because I've got to get it done early. So I think it's the 23rd. What day is it today? I think it's Friday. Jeez, I don't know. The game footage you are seeing, I also don't know because it hasn't sent to me yet. But he sent me what it's called. Slice, Dice, and Rice. He said that it's called. That's either a cooking game or like a samurai slicey game. It might be neither. Maybe, was it racist for me to assume that? Possibly, but we'll see. If I'm right, am I still racist? Yes. Let's start with the news that Saints Row 2 was free for a while. Probably isn't anymore by the time this goes up, but Saints Row 2 was free this week. Which isn't normally, it's an odd bit of news to start with. You go, why are you telling me that? I think they're going to try and promote something. I was like, maybe they're going to be promoting... Because normally if a game goes free, that means that Saints Row 5 is just around the corner. And I had a dig, and they announced a new Saints Row game in 2016. And it's been worked on for ages, and everybody knew about it, and I'd never even heard of it. It's called Agents of Mayhem. It's set in the Saints Row universe. It's not actually a direct Saints Row game, but set in the Saints Row universe, which is a wide and uncaring universe. It's set on Earth, and it's in the future, so it's not really set in the Saints Row universe, now is it? But, spoilers for one of the shit Saints Rows there. My issue with Saints Row is that Saints Row 2 was amazing, and then 3 was okay, and then, like, everything after that just felt like, you know, watered down Crackdown. That's what I'd say, that should be the subtitle for Saints Row 4, watered down Crackdown. But it's just, they never really done anything. But this one is well, it looks kind of like a cartoony shooter. It looks crap. It genuinely looks dire. It looks like nothing that I want from the Saints. It's all the stuff I really didn't like about what they did with Saints Row. They've taken away they've taken all that stuff out and then made a game out of that instead of the stuff that's left, which, you know, would be Saints Row 2. So it feels kind of weird. I don't know why, like, I didn't even know this was a thing. It's coming out August this year. I didn't even know it was a thing, and I'm kind of into the whole Saints Row thing. So it's weird that they went away from that name. I don't think the name was poison. I assume that a lot of people like Saints Row 4. I assume that a lot of people like Saints Row 3 and 4. They were well-received games. And Get Out of Hell, I believe, were well-received. So, not doing a Saints Row thing, even though it is quite like... They have, like, a more futuristic version of the Saints thing. You know what it reminds me of? It looks like the Saturday morning cartoon spin-off of Saints Row. Because everyone's got big, chunky designs and stuff, and they've redone the logo. It's like Star Trek, the animated series, or Stargate, the animated series. Actually, it looks like Stargate, the animated series of Saints Row. So they've just taken all the action and basically all the stuff you don't like, they've just blown it up and made it that. So I don't really care for that. And I think if Saints Row 5 is suddenly announced, and then I'll be like, hey, maybe they've got a nice, sensible, down-to-earth Saints Row there, and they're making the batshit Agents of Mayhem there. A few people have had hands-on. PC Gamer said it controlled terribly, and it feels like a very early Xbox 360 game. I mean, it's still quite way away, but it doesn't look great. It's very, very shooter-heavy. It's pure shooter. I think it's still an open-world game, but I think it is more focused on just the shooter than actually, you know, things that are fun. So, I'll link the Steam page there so you can go and have a gander. But I didn't even know that was there. And it uses the same purple logo, and, like everything looks like a Saints Row game, apart from it's just called Agents of Mayhem. Don't know why they didn't just call it Saints Row Agents of Mayhem, but, oh well. Yeah, futuristic Saints Row shooter thing. I was really disappointed, because I was like, oh shit, Saints Row 2 is free. Maybe they're going to be building a Saints Row 5 that's a lot like Saints Row 2. And it turns out they're already making a thing that's just like the shit bits of the later ones. So, that's good disappointing news to start on. Let's actually, we need to now talk about Nintendo, which I seem to be talking about every week, because they constantly do shit. Nintendo are apparently going to be launching a SNES Mini this year, which is exactly what I said they'd be doing. They've discontinued the NES Mini, because they're going to be whacking out a SNES one. Which, okay, admittedly will have better games, but that kind of means that the NES Mini isn't coming back. The space they've got to produce these things is now being taken up by the SNES Mini. Yeah, it's the same thing. It'll have the same... It'll just have a main controller. It would just be the same as the other one. Apart from this one, I think scalpers are going to buy even faster. Because now, like, the cheapest price that I've seen the NES Mini for is around £250 at the moment. The cheapest that I can see it for. It fucks me off. Apparently Nintendo they only wanted it to be a sort of a little novelty item for Christmas last year, but it got really popular and they just kind of gave up on it because they already had their plan and they didn't change their plan when people were throwing money at them. Because that's a very Nintendo thing to do. When Nintendo are like, we're doing a thing. Okay, we're stopping doing the thing now. But people still want the thing. Stop the thing. So, fucking no. Oh, actually, another Nintendo news. The new Mario Kart, well, the old Mario Kart that they're just re-releasing has incredible reviews. It's reviewing incredibly highly, which is nice. I'm quite excited to play that. I haven't played a Mario Kart for, well, since the 3DS one. What was the 3DS one? I don't know. They're all identical, aren't they? It's the 8th one now? Is it Mario Kart 8 that's already out? Also, is this one like the 8 Deluxe? Yeah, no, that sounds right. Yeah, this is the 8th Mario Kart. They haven't really changed very much. But this one does more. You can go on walls and shit. But I don't know. I haven't played proper Mario Kart since the fucking DS version. So, not really too bothered. Also, Puyo Pop Tetris. Played the demo for Puyo Pop Tetris. It's a fucking cracking game. That's such a good game. Oh, and the Rick and Morty game's out. Actually, the video might be out. I haven't actually played it yet. It came out yesterday, and I haven't actually had fucking time to play it yet. But I probably have played that now on this channel by this point, so I won't say much more about that. I hope I liked it. Yeah, SNES Mini coming out, like I said, would probably be a thing. So that'll be coming out at Christmas. Hopefully they'll run this one for a bit longer, and make more of it, so, you know, scalpers won't do a thing. But it kind of just makes the NES Mini a bit rare. And it'd be nice to have a collection of all these little mini consoles. But we'll see. Anyway, that's Nintendo's thing. Oh, literally, as the video was going up last week, EA announced Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is the 4th Battlefront game, so I'll be calling it Star Wars Battlefront 4 from here on out, because that makes sense, because we had Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Why not just Star Wars Battlefront 2, 3, and then 4? That's how numbers work. Because you know what the next game is? Star Wars Battlefront. If you break that pan, I'm going to be even more annoyed than if you don't. Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is coming out. Actually, I'll probably link to the Amazon page instead of a news thing, because there's really no news on it. But I like that it's already got a 3-star review on Amazon. And there are 3 reviews. One says, first review, my son is very excited for this release. 5 stars. Fuck you, Karen Wood. I hate people like you. And then there's a review called 3 stars. My son is mildly excited for this release. And then a 1-star review, my son is not very excited for this release. So I feel like they've covered everything. Why do people review a thing early? Oh, yay! Let's review the thing. I hate people that do. They're the worst people. If we had to round up the worst people in humanity, people who post Amazon reviews for things that aren't out yet would be top. They'd be there. It'd be Piers Morgan and then them. That's the order that it would go in of the worst. Anyway, yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is coming out. It's got a single player this time. Nice, good. The single player being written by the Spec Ops The Line writer, and it's about the baddies. I assume at the end they'll turn goodies, and they'll be like, oh, we've done a bad thing, or like suicide mission or whatever the fuck. Spec Ops The Line, they probably will kill themselves. But that's interesting. The actual multiplayer thing is still disappointing. It's still limited to 40 players. They're adding space battles in this one, but space battles are limited to 24 players. And again, it's just, for me, the Star Wars Battlefront is huge epic battles, and it's not giving us huge epic battles, and that's just poo. So, again, it'll probably look gorgeous. It'll sound incredible. Maybe the single player will be worth it. So that's, I'm in a little bit because of the single player, but I don't think I'm playing multiplayer. I really didn't touch Battlefront 1 multiplayer at all. It just felt too small. It's just too small and corridory. It didn't have the big open Hoth levels and the massive XL battles with thousands of AI, which they could easily do. Anyway, oh, just a quick point on that Agents of Mayhem Saints Row thing. What's the best thing about Saints Row? Customizing your own character. What have they not done in that? No character customization. They've all got, like, preset heroes. It looks a lot kind of like Battleborn. You remember Battleborn, that thing that was beaten massively by Overwatch? It kind of reminds me of that. Because it's doing all that hero class and cartoony visuals and stuff. And just lots of shooting. It looks more like that kind of game. So, anyway, side note on that thing. Oh, Twitch has announced the premium subscription models. They've announced that now. I can talk about it. I can't remember last week if I talked about it or not, because last week I knew that, but I couldn't talk about it or anything. On Twitch now, you can subscribe, instead of just for your normal $5.99, you can subscribe for $9.99, and for some fucking reason, $24.99. I don't know why you'd want to subscribe for $24.99 to a Twitch thing. I don't know how much of that Twitch takes as well. That would be interesting to see. I don't think it's been announced yet how much percentage of that Twitch take, because I think they take like half of that $4.99. I wonder if they'll still take $2.50 of the $24.99, or if they'll take half of it. Because if they take half of it, just open up the fucking Patreon. It'd be so much easier. Oh, also, if you have not noticed, I've been doing a few little extra streams on Twitch. I've kind of fancy it. I'm doing sort of like really late night stuff if you're in the UK. Sort of I I did a Cities Skylines one at 1 o'clock, and I did, I tried to do something spinball, but it went wrong. So I ended up doing, what did I do? Oh, Sins of a Solar Empire, Star Trek Armada 3 mod for like 3 AM to half 5 AM. So I'm doing these sort of weird late night streams. I might bring Merlin stuff. I'm kind of, I don't know, because we're phasing out complaints, I kind of want to have that chatty kind of thing still happening. So I think I might do streaming with that. I've also changed what I'm doing with the complaints ever so slightly. Or what's replacing them ever so slightly. But we'll talk about that when it happens. We're going to finish Just Cause 3 off first. And then we'll talk new stuff. But yeah, Twitch is doing a lot of shit. Twitch is adding just infinite income streams. Twitch is doing good shit. I kind of feel like I should be streaming more just so I spread things out, you know, aside from the games and the books and stuff. I kind of feel like I should be spreading myself everywhere. Just fling myself across every platform that I can. Maybe it would be nice to do. I mean, the Twitch Prime stuff, where if you've got an Amazon Prime thing, you can subscribe to someone on Twitch. Literally the biggest boost of my Twitch income ever. I mean, my Twitch income is nothing compared to YouTube. Pennies, really. But it was such a huge boost. Like, in the month they announced that, I made more money that month from any other month in Twitch. That was a really good idea. That was a really clever, good idea. Super proud they did that. And it runs out, so you have to resubscribe. So I don't fucking know. I don't really care. But at the moment I'm doing it for money. I'm doing it because I enjoy just doing, like, chatty streams. I wonder if I should play something tonight. Oh, hang on, wait. No, tonight. Friday night. Well, it doesn't matter. Talk about that later. Fuck it. If it happened, it happened. Well done, me. Alright, let's go... Oh, this was... A lot of people asked me my opinion on this one, and I couldn't give a fuck. But I thought I'd share this news. I'll read out the headline. Nintendo's official Zelda site states Ganondorf's surname. So, several things happened here. I thought his name was Ganon, not Ganondorf. Shows you how little I fucking know about the Zelda franchise. But apparently he has a surname. It's Dragmire. Ganondorf Dragmire. Sounds like a RuPaul contestant, I'm very aware, but it sounds... Yeah, Ganondorf Dragmire. He's the baddie in everything. I find that really boring that it's the same bad guy in everything. I know he's got, like, different incarnations and shit, and he's just... Yeah, apparently he's now Ganondorf Dragmire. There. Nintendo fans, you've got a little bit of something. There's not a lot of... This was a very news-light week. Or I wasn't paying much attention to bookmarking stuff, but I felt like it was very news-light. Kind of a light news week, so we won't be doing this for very long. What's the next bit of... Oh, Rockstar have announced that they're doing GTA Online, that thing that they keep updating with stuff I don't really care about. Their next update is called Tiny Racers, and it's basically adding micro machines to GTA Online. Literally, like the game turns into a top-down thing, and it's all car combat-y, top-down battling stuff with weapon pickups and silly things like that. So it's sort of they're building a micro machines thing into GTA Online, which... When you first hear it, you go, that sounds great. And then you remember the loading times it'll have to take to get you into there. And then you go, don't really care. Loading times really kill GTA Online for me, personally. Yeah, so it's interesting. I like where they're going with GTA Online. I like that they went, oh, everybody's just fucking around like a lunatic. Let's make modes that fuck around like a lunatic. Like that. The driving, the sort of a wipeout, going around loads of crazy courses driving, is the best thing they've added to GTA Online. It's the only thing I really play if I go into GTA Online now. So, because they have a really fucking nice driving model. But of course, it's a microtransaction hellhole that I've proved on many an occasion. So... And the last bit of news, I always try to go for a good bit of news. If you go, oh, if only they were making a new Micro Machines game. They are. Now, normally, game announcement, I'd be like, oh, that looks quite cool. You know, I'd talk about it a little bit. But why is it my last piece of amazing news? It's because the trailer for Micro Machines World Series, which looks great, by the way. It looks just like a Micro Machines game. Trailer's a little bit depth of fieldy and leapy outy, but I assume the real game won't be like that. The trailer features Brian Blessed. If you don't know who Brian Blessed is, you probably can still hear. Brian Blessed is the most amazing human being to ever walk the face of the earth. I think of him as the anti-Piers Morgan. He is loud, massive, and loud. Also, loud. He is... He's known for shouting very loud, but in a lovely, booming, Father Christmas just came kind of way. And he's magical. And he sounds like he's the announcer. If Brian Blessed is genuinely the announcer for the Micro Machines game, then that is gonna just be the best thing. And this isn't the mobile phone shitty port of Micro Machines they're making. This is a proper PC, Xbox One, PS4 one that is coming out next month or the month. I think it's June. It's coming out in June. So that is interesting. If Brian Blessed is genuinely in that, I am in so hard. I just want him to shout 3, 2, 1, go at the start of every race. Nothing would get me pumped in a game more than if Brian Blessed was telling me what to do. Imagine Bastion, but Brian Blessed is the narrator. And then he hit things! Oh! And nobody can do a Brian Blessed impersonation. Yeah, anyway, that made me super happy, and I really fucking hope that Brian Blessed is genuinely involved in the Micro Machines and wasn't just for the trailer. That would make me happy. Anyway, that's the... Actually, to be perfectly honest, even if he's not, the Micro Machines game looks really good. It looks like they've actually done a proper good job of it. Anyway, that's everything. Short week, short little newsy, updatey kind of thing. There's really nothing else to say. So, I'll stop. Now. Okay, now.